Welcome back to This Week. I'm pleased to be joined by the Metro Assessor of Property, former Metro Councilmember, now a candidate for Mayor of Nashville, Vivian Wilhoite. Nice to see you.
It's a pleasure.
You are a working lady. You're in the middle of work, middle of creating a report today. You came to talk to me, and I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
You're in the hunt. You understand the city. You've been on the council side.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be mayor? Why do you think, maybe even more importantly, you're the person for this particular time to lead this great city?
Well, you know, Bob, I have been a lifelong public servant, and when I started, of course, as the Metro Council representative, it was the people of Southeast Davidson, of District 29, that just grew my love for Nashville and all the work that they allowed me to do and blessed me to be able to do in reference to expanding District 29 and be accountable to them. And from there, you know, becoming the assessor of property and being elected twice in that position has also helped grow my better understanding of the love that I have from Nashville and how all of Nashville works. So, you know, the love of the people, the love of Nashville, the time is now, and I do believe that the work that I have done for the people of Nashville, being a lifelong public servant, has made me the right person for a time as this.
Holding the positions you have held, council member, assessor of property, you understand the only way to be successful is to have good relationships with the mayor, with the Metro Council, with the department heads, with the voters. How do you, as the new mayor, rebuild the burned bridge between the state of Tennessee and the city of Nashville so that the mayor contains its authority, the city council contains its authority, the city of Nashville contains its authority, and you can still work together?
Well, I do believe that you know, we have to have a hard reset in reference to us going forward. I do believe it was like poking the bear when, you know, not wanting to have the Republican National Convention here. The Republican National Convention has been held all over the world for many, many years, and I would have been a little upset if they didn't want to have the Democratic National Convention, you know, in some other city. We have to put people first and put politics behind us. And in order to do that, I do believe that we're more alike than different, and taking the moment to sit down and talk about what is it that we can agree on. At the same time, I do know that we must still defend some of our values and the things that we believe in and protect the city and do our part and our responsibility as local government. But still, at the end of the day, we have to put people first. And we have to put politics behind us, and we have to serve the people in this people's best interest. And that is the type of hard reset that I think will happen by electing me, Vivian Wilhoite, as your mayor.
If you're elected mayor, you'll be the fourth mayor and the fifth in only 5 years.
And I will be the second woman.
That's correct,
okay?
And the first African American.
Absolutely, and all of that means that Nashville is welcoming. I mean, that is the type of thing, these are the type of memorable events, exactly, that we want to say that Nashville is a welcoming city, no matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, short, tall, an American, or wanting to become an American. We must be a welcoming city, and that is what makes our city great.
Does it feel great that you have the possibility to break that glass ceiling?
Absolutely.
It probably should have been broken years ago.
Absolutely, it feels great. I mean, everything happens in God's time, okay? And we work towards that time, you know, and not try to get ahead of that time. I truly believe that that time has come, and not just for being African American, but because of the skill sets that I bring to the table. You know, when I think about what is going on in Nashville, I do believe that Nashville is very strong, you know, and I appreciate the works of this administration in reference to making Nashville stronger. But we have to continue that. And with my platform, it is stronger neighborhoods, stronger businesses. And for so many years, from the time I was on the council, it seemed like those were two competing interests, but they're not. You have to have one with the other. That is what makes up the equation. If you want to live in a great neighborhood, Bob, you want to have a great job. You want to have a thriving, or be working in a thriving business that can pay you a competitive pay. If you if you have a job, work at or have a business that is thriving, you're going to want to live in a great neighborhood. So you see, they go hand in hand. We can have both, and we must have both because one helps to support the other. As the assessor of property, we realized in 2017, for the first time in Davidson County history, commercial property assessed value exceeded residential, as it should. For a long time, residential was carrying this city. we have to make sure that we grow the city in the right way, make sure right incentives is going to benefit all of Davidson County. I try not to say just Nashville. We need to say Nashville-Davidson, because while we're a consolidated government, we have to continuously always include our general service district locations. So we have to say Davidson County.
Our conversation with Nashville mayoral candidate Vivian Wilhoite continues in a moment, as This Week continues in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to This Week and my conversation with Nashville mayoral candidate Vivian Wilhoite. This great city's got so much going for it, but there's also issues. There's poverty, there's homelessness, there's gentrification. As mayor of Nashville, say you can only attack or improve one particular issue during your first term. What would your top priority be? What would that issue be?
I think I really feel very confident it would be affordable housing, along with closing the establishing the economic parity between two tax districts. Affordable housing, of course, it is a struggle everywhere, all over the United States. And, you know, Nashville's success has also been its curse, and that is the fact that affordable housing is not affordable for everyone. Right. And you stated, Bob, that it was, you know, I mean, are thinking about poverty as well, but you know, there's also the situation where affordable housing is not even affordable for someone who has a degree or someone who's gone to college. Right now, my son is still at home with me, doing very, very well, but he needs to be able to sustain on his own. So the rent cost is astronomical. It's better that I subsidize them in my home than subsidize them somewhere else. But I think what we need to look at is, one, ensuring that we continue to build upon this administration's 5,000 units that they have coming out. And we have to keep looking at, okay, so if you have 5,000 coming out in the new development of affordable housing units, what do we have left already? What is leaving the table? Because there's some people who are not providing rental, the type rental amount that would be affordable, nor less maybe selling at a rate where you can buy the home. So we must continue to try to build upon that housing stock. The assessor's office, as we looked at some vacant properties available across Davidson County that's owned by Metro, I found that there are, for 2-acre properties, there are at least 200 vacant properties now. Now, do we know, are those buildable? Don't know that, and the quite location of them. But I think starting there and creating some type of private public partnership in utilizing those vacant properties, not selling them, but leasing them under some type of agreement where there would be some type of contained rental amount, and make this where it's a transition to not just rental properties, so people be able to go and have the American dream of owning their own home. Education
is key to everything, key to success for students. How do you maintain Nashville's minority-majority school system with the state funding formula now effectively giving Metro schools less money, because the money goes with each student, and when a student goes somewhere else, the money goes with it? How do you, as mayor, make up that difference and keep the system viable?
Right. Well, you know, we have to work with our director of schools, Director Battle, and ensure that we're going to, one, be able to continue to pay our teachers competitively. We want to keep the public school system with the best and the brightest, and retain the best and the brightest. Matter of fact, that applies to all Metro employees. We must continue to pay our Metro employees competitively. We must talk with the state, continue to have conversations with them in reference to how that equation is worked out. You know, public school is something that we all benefit from. You don't have to have a certain income level to benefit from public school system. And we must continue to raise up our public school system in reference to the accomplishments that they're making. We cannot continue to talk about the negative, but we need to learn from them and to improve upon them. So I would say, you know, working with, of course, the Director of Schools, Director Battle, and looking at the direction that we need to go by having continuous conversations with the state of Tennessee legislators, and getting to a medium where we can agree on making sure that all of Tennessee, which includes Nashville-Davidson, is successful in its public education system.
About 40 seconds left. What do you want to say to the voters of Nashville about Vivian Wilhoite, why you should be their next mayor?
Well, I like to say to the voters that as a lifelong public servant, I have been elected twice as the council member of District 29, staying very in contact with the people of my district and being very approachable in reference to the ideas that they may have for seeing their community thrive. And once again, moving on to becoming the assessor of property, overseeing $8.1 million, 85 amazing employees, and delivering 2 successful reappraisals in 2017 and 2021, establishing the basis for going forward to be the mayor of Nashville-Davidson County.
Thank you very much for your time and your insights. Stay with us. This week continues in a moment.